Happy Halloween, my Planet Coaster friends. Johnny5 Alive here, and welcome back to another episode of Ride Spotlight. We have a big one in store for you guys here today. This is a multi bundle, all created by FSFRanger. Two of them are going to be like parks that have 3 rides for us to go on, and 2 of them are just straight up dark rides. So in theory, we're going to be going on 8 dark rides created by FSFRanger here today. The first starting with Lost Monastery Dark Ride. It is the year 1909. A group of explorers and adventurers went missing in the Himalayas. You need to find them before winter comes. So without further delay, let's jump into the first dark ride of the day. We got a lot of them to get through, and it's FSFRanger, so they're going to be remarkable. Wow, frickin' wee! That put me to sleep. Oh, no, in all seriousness, no, while it was rather slow, I understand the artistic approach of this was to build suspense, to build the atmosphere, to finally save these lost explorers and bring them on home, which we did there. But it sure as heck took its time. I felt like there could have been more sound effects, maybe some voice acting telling us some lore and some story. I don't know, just something more eerie sounds. It was dead silent and traveling at 1 kilometer an hour. A little bit on the slow side for my liking, but artistically, some people might really enjoy that. That is what a Darkride is all about. It certainly took its time and it really built up the atmosphere. And I gotta say, like, even though all those camera effects were really cool, some of these scenes, I was taking a look around before I started the recording. I felt that some of these scenes looked a little bit better without all those camera effects and stuff coming through here and stuff. Everything was washed out. You couldn't really see anything. And I do feel like the beauty and the it's more captivating with the color. At least just like a 10 or 20% desaturation, not like a 90% like we saw there. But yeah, like the build itself is literally phenomenal. Even this scene here, it was like hard to make out the skeletons where I can see them a little bit more clearly here. Yeah, just a little bit more of that ominous sound would have gone a long way. At the end, there was like a bit of a payoff there, like all these spirits and creepy things and lots of sounds and stuff. And I was like, oh, you got my attention now. And I just wish there was a little bit more of that along the way. But these scenes are like hands down remarkable. Like just to build some of these temples and these scenes that we're seeing here takes a tremendous amount of time and effort. And I can understand from a creative perspective, you want to really soak that in and like, you know, have the ride experience go a little bit on the slower side, because it probably took FSFRanger so many months to construct these remarkable scenes and worlds, and they are that. I think maybe just the Huntsman could have been sped up like another 2 kilometers, which would have doubled its speed. It was going a little bit on the slow side, but you know, if you want to bask and enjoy these dark rides, this is certainly one of the slower ones, but also one of the more captivating in terms of immersion and scenes. So I thought it was still really well done at the end of the day, even if it being a little bit slow. But I have no idea what the other ones have in store for us, so why don't we jump over to the next one? All right, next up, we're going to Homemade Darkride. I might have been mistaken about this. It's not a park with 3 rides. It has 3 scenes: an Army of the Dead scene, a Headless Horseman scene, and a Weeping Woman scene. And for some reason on the Steam workshop page, I interpreted that as 3 different rides. The next one appears to actually have 3 rides. So we'll in fact be riding a total of 6 here today from the looks of things. So this is the Homemade Darkride. We're on a Halloween street. It says here it's Halloween soon, and this means it's time for even more scary creations. In this neighborhood, it's All Hallows Eve already, and the people of this stereotypical East American town really like it. One family even built their own Darkride in their very own home. Are you ready for some scares, or just explore the town by day if you are too scared? All right, very cool. Let's jump into it. So this is a fun concept. I actually, as you saw from the B-roll, I actually really love how well constructed this neighborhood is. It looks so well done. It's ridiculously awesome. I love everything about it. I feel like I'm trick-or-treating, and this person here who lives in this house has built their own Darkride and are allowing people in to experience the ghost house. This is so freaking fun. Wow, would you look at this? So is it gonna all seem like as if somebody made it with props and stuff around their house? Or is it gonna have a twist and just get like insanely out of this world weird? I guess we'll find out. Let's jump on it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy this Homemade Darkride. Here we go. Wow, wow, wow. Much better than the first one of the episode so far. Much more to my liking. Better ambience, better sound the whole way through. And I love the twist. I had a slight suspicion, like, are we really just gonna go through this guy's house and look at all this stuff that he did? Or is there gonna be a twist? Knowing FSFRanger, I knew there would be a twist, so I kind of made that prediction. But I loved this. I thought this was so much fun. Like, there are so many times where I keep saying that, like, default Planko, everybody does the same thing. This actually feels like it was constructed in somebody's house, and it's done in such a way that it's different than the vanilla Planko stuff. It feels like a real Halloween spooky setup, and then it has that twist, and it's like, oh my god, that looks so gnarly. Going into the upside down. Some great spooky sounds, some scare moments. Really, really well done. All outside of this, like, a wholesome little street town. I love the vibes of this, from the B-roll to, like, yeah, I love every single one of these builds. I think it's amazing. It actually feels like a trick-or-treating town. The guests are walking around the streets, doing their trick-or-treating. There's a little gas station over here, some great little builds. This is awesome. This is really, really, really cool. Levels and levels beyond the first creation of the day. I probably should have done them out of order, started with this one, or recorded them all first and then decided the order. Either way, we're going to show them all, and time steps are always in the description, so if the other one was putting you to sleep, you could skip to this one. This was more up my alley, though. Atmosphere coming right into the park, super fun. The silliness of this homemade Darkride has so much allure and just joy to it, and the Darkride itself was actually phenomenal. So nailed it, knocked it out of the park on this one. Loved everything about this. This is a great little scene and setup here, and I love it. Absolutely love it. So I don't know what the next two maps have in store for us, but apparently the next one should have 3 different Darkrides. So let's move on over to that. All right, I've loaded up the next park, and it's loaded me up right here. And from the description, it says there's the Harvest Ride, the Night Shift Ride, and the Incubus Ride. And I'm in front of the Harvest Ride, so I'm assuming we go up one queue, then out the exit to the next ride, and so on and so forth. Just a chain event of spooky rides. And this one says a couple has to walk through a cornfield at midnight. And that's all it has to say. So this is the Harvest. Let's go. Well, that's pretty fun. I much prefer these like shorter little stories. This is like Goosebumps Planet Coaster Edition. Wait a second. We're going straight into the next ride. So the next ride says, a night watcher in a closed hospital has some scary encounters. Okay, so it's back to back to back. It's one long ride, but 3 rides. Okay, this is cool. I'm feeling it. 3 short stories. Let's go. the spooky ghosts take us away. Wow, this one so far has the best scariness, the spookiness. It's super creepy and downright scary at times. Those hidden figures were super creepy. I'll stay quiet in case there's anything else coming up. Holy Toledo's. That was creepy as hell. The arms. I've never seen that TMTK item, those spooky arms. And same with the creature itself. I don't think I've ever seen that being used before. How come I've never seen that? Okay, the third ride of the day is Incubus. A demon is haunting the dreams of children. It says of a child. Oh gosh. So far Night Shift has been the best of the day, but I really loved the homemade Darkride as well. Let's see what this one has to offer. We stepped into the Willy Wonka-verse. So, are we done now? Oh, that one to me was more interesting and trippy than anything. Wasn't really spooky. I mean, there was obviously some creepy monsters, a demon at the end, but for me, it was more like abstract and like weird. Some stuff I've never seen before in Planet Coaster. Quite enjoyed it. It was really different. And of the three combined, it creates for like a nice beginning, middle, and end. We start with the kids in the cornfield. We build up to this creepy night shift. And then we end things off like a little bit more dreamy and whimsical and strange. So yeah, that was a fun little triple series. I didn't realize it was going to be one continual ride. It says 3 different dark rides on the Steam page, when in fact it's one dark ride that tells 3 different stories. So I was a little confused by that. And with the previous one, I thought it was going to be 3 as well, but it was actually 3 different twisting scenes. But still, like, we've now seen 5 unique dark rides throughout this Halloween special, and we still have one more big one to go, called the Ghost Ship Dark Ride. So we're going on the Titanic, guys. Let's see what that one has to offer. I'm gonna go load up that park. I'll see you in a second. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we are at the Ghost Ship Dark Ride, the final dark ride of this Halloween special. It says here, in a cold bay, Alaska, exists a myth that every night of the new year, a lighthouse spots a dark shade in the chilling sea. Are you brave enough to find out the truth behind the strange occurring? This is my newest dark ride with a complete different theme. I believe it worked more than 2 weeks on it. I've created some ThemeMaker Toolkit animatronics for it. Okay, so it seems to me like all those creepy ThemeMaker Toolkit animatronics that we saw in the previous one that I said I'd never seen before were made by FSFRanger. So very innovative, doing some really cool stuff that we've never seen, and I haven't seen anyone else use it other than FSFRanger. So go find their special creations on the workshop if you want to make spooky rides like this. So here we go. It is a dark ride. It is a boat ride armada, different from everything else that we've experienced so far. I don't know if I'm supposed to be looking around, but I guess I might. Yeah, let's check this out. Good freaking googly moogly. I'm assuming we're arriving back at the station now. Looks like we're at some sort of harbor. This must be where we started, or at least roughly close to it. My goodness, I think we saved the best for last. The atmosphere and the scenes in that are like nothing I've ever seen before. It's a ghost ship, but it's not like pirate spooky, you know? It's actually like a ship, and I've never seen any of the scenes that we saw in that ever, and it was done with an exceptional amount of atmosphere and detail and special effects. Like, it was eerie, complete contrast to the very first one of the episode where it was lacking ambience and it was a little bit slow and a little bit boring. You can see why, in comparison to this, the first one I expected a lot more to FSFRanger. As gorgeous as it was and as amazing as those scenes were, just need to be a little bit faster with a little bit more sound effects just to keep that momentum going. Whereas this one, it was slow paced the entire way through. A 16-minute ride, basically, jam-packed full of scenes, but audio, the ambience was always there. The scenes were always compelling. There was always something gritty and dark and scary to look at. Some really good uses of the special effects and animatronics. Tons of really amazing stuff going on throughout these scenes, and a very captivating dark ride. And in my opinion, we kind of went through it all from like worst to best. We saved the best for last, and you know, as much as I really liked the second creation of the day, the homemade Darkride, and I loved like how the scene looked, the ride wasn't as good as the ones that followed it. And then the ones that followed it were very good, and then it built up to this. I'm very, very happy with the happy accident that occurred in terms of how we featured all this. So, you know, I just picked all of the FSFRangers ride spotlights from the inbox, figured, hey, it's time to start featuring some ride spotlights, and saw his name coming up, and he is the legend, as you could tell from this very creation and all these creations here today, why they are the legend at Darkrides. And I couldn't just sit here and have their rides building up on the inbox, so I just said, hey, it's Halloween, let's feature them all. I also didn't really want to do a park. We did some really amazing parks this week between the Graveyard Shift, refeaturing the what was it called, Tragic Kingdom, and then Annie's Spooky Town. And then last week we also did some with the Time Turner Station, Halloween Fun Fair, and Screamworks parks. So throughout this Halloween and leading into Halloween, we've gotten a total of 6 spooky parks out, which is pretty much everything that's in my inbox. For Halloween itself, I felt like, you know, dark spooky rides would be the way to go. It's something different, you know, it's more of an atmospheric journey rather than like, hey, there's a Ferris wheel, and you know what I mean? Like, it's a little bit more custom, and I knew just one ride spotlight wouldn't really cut it, so we picked out a list of 4, and one of them ended up being 3. So we ended up getting 6, all you know, super creepy, super high level dark rides. And I'm not sure, like, I have a whole bunch of recordings now. I'm hoping and assuming that all 6 of these combined had filled out the full hour of you know, what would normally be a park spotlight hour, and maybe even gone over a little bit. Like, that's my hope, at least. And if so, like, by the time I got through all of these, yeah, we started a little bit slow with the first one, but we built up. I feel very satisfied with the amount of dark rides and the quality of them that I rode here today. And if this is coming out on Halloween, I'm hopefully that would make your guys' Halloween complete. Turn off the lights, get the popcorn out, and enjoy yourself some spooky dark rides. That was my hope and approach going into Halloween. Get all the parks out of the way, get you guys a bunch of parks, get everybody satisfied, throw in a couple coasters, that sort of thing, and then boom, ramp up with some well, we did some Horror Heights as well, but really finish it off with some really crazy dark rides, and only FSFRanger can deliver on that. And we even got a Project Planko King Ghoster dark ride episode in there as well. So I really brought you a little bit of everything for this Halloween, and it's not something I normally do, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Went through the inbox, pretty much got everything I possibly could for Halloween that looked interesting, and even though some of these creations date back a couple of years, they were sitting in the inbox for a while, and now we're pretty much cleared out for Halloween stuff. Next year, we're just gonna, unless we get something new, it's gonna be slim pickings. So maybe we get a Halloween park or something just for the night of Halloween next year. But there was, in fact, enough in the inbox currently to fill out a whole week, and even, you know, by bundling them together like I did. So hopefully you guys enjoyed Halloween. Hopefully you enjoyed today's Halloween special, and if you did, let me know what you thought about these Darkrides down in the comments below, and I hope everybody here has a happy Halloween to conclude this Halloween. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a spooktacular Halloween, and I'll see you all in the November video. Bye now.